Howdy, friends. Welcome to the Mindful Photography Show. If you've shown up here this morning thinking that life don't match the brochure, you are in the right place. We're gonna we're gonna make sense out of some of this mayhem that we're all going through. And if you've come here this morning thinking that there's some bad parts that you just love to lop off, you are definitely in the right place. We're going to talk about that verse in Romans where it says that God works all things together for good for those who believe. And if you've shown up here this morning and your closet maybe looks like an infomercial for the color beige, you are definitely in the right place. We are going to break some color rules today. Friends, if we haven't met, my name is Joe Van Wyk, and I'm the author of the Mindful Photography Field Guide, 15 Smartphone Photography Practices for Inner Peace. Today, we're continuing in the first section of the field guide called Follow the Light, and we're in practice number 3 called No Matchy, No Matchy. Could you tell? What do you think? Yeah? How'd I do this morning? Oh my gosh, the cringe factor of putting these colors together for me. Oh my goodness. Yeah, it's hard. It's really hard. I'll show you why too. Yuck. Mindful photography helps us access God's peace. I like to think of it as a scavenger hunt for God's beauty. It's a it's a science inspired practice that helps us calm our mind and to feel peace in our senses. So that's what we're going to do here today while we're discussing no matchy color. Why don't we start today by getting centered in the spirit together? Those of you who have been here before know the drill. Hand on our heart. 3 belly breaths. We're going to talk a little bit today about opposite to emotion action, or just opposite action, like the last thing you want to do looking at this mismatched color guy right now is actually follow along. But that opposite action is what takes us from sitting on the sofa in worry and fear and pain to taking action. And that's why this little gesture is so important. And it was at the beginning of every practice, because it's not only something that you can do preparing for an actual mindful photography practice, but it's just a little technique, a little therapy, a little mindfulness exercise that you can use anytime, at a stoplight, at the office when you just want to hide. Just hand on your heart, 3 belly breaths. I like to pat my heart and reassurance. Right on. So let's dive right into it. This is just a little chunk of video and photos that'll be a good intro in us looking for these things that don't match. While you're watching this, I'm going to talk about some life things that didn't seem to match, but also some color things we're going to see that might be cringeworthy. So take a look. The first thing that we see here is, see Frankie the Doodle. He's right over there. That was when he was about he was about 6, 7 months old, and that was 5.5 years ago. This right here was the beginning of Frankie and me coming to Colorado. That right there is a video that I took the first night in this trailer right here, talking things through, man. So what you're looking at here, these no matchy things right here, these bad parts or bad parts of life or me or whatever, this was very unexpected, that I would find myself in my mid 50s single again and leaving Texas right in the middle of the lockdowns and moving to Colorado. And here I was. So living in a trailer, that was kind of new. Yeah, I picked up the trailer here in Colorado and just I had no earthly idea where life was going at this point, and talk about feeling like something's wrong. There's no possible way this could have been God's will for my life. And yet here I am 5.5 years later. What in the world would laundry have to do with this idea of no matchy? Well, I'll tell you, just did this whole routine yesterday. And that is that I used to have a really nice washer dryer and it was right there and I could do laundry all the time. So the idea that I've had to go to a laundromat every week, week and a half or so for all of these years, that's been an incredibly humbling experience. It's exhausting. It it's just something that's it's like irritating and it don't fit. And I grapple with this virtually every time I do it. I still grapple with this, that this doesn't match. This doesn't match. But over time, I guess I have come to appreciate things a little more, practice gratitude a little more. So here's an example. While I'm waiting for the wash or while I'm waiting for the wash to dry, Frankie and always go we always go on a walk down at this park right on the Roaring Fork River, and it's enjoyable and it's a time to be present together and to bless him. And then coming home and folding clothes. So yeah, that's part of it. It takes a long time, and it's, about clothes folding. So there you go, but I've appreciated, hey, thank you, Lord. Thank you that I have clothes. Thank you that I have something to fold. I think part of how I've come to acceptance about this is really reframing my whole reference of what I thought life was going to be like. And what you see right here was this happened, I think about a year and a half, 2 years ago. And I went to the very campground that I landed at when I first came here, and it was completely empty. And I had a little burning ceremony. There were documents, there were love letters from multiple relationships. There was a lot of stuff. And the crazy thing about all of that stuff that I was burning right here, all that paperwork and letters, and I mean, there was some heavy stuff there. There was some psychiatrist stuff and analysis and trying to figure out what was wrong with me, whatever. But I swear all of that was sitting right under that bed over there and right underneath me every night as I slept. And I'm not saying that there's spiritual forces in play there, but it was just symbolic of, heck no, I'm not going to sleep on this anymore, baby. This stuff is going up in flames. Burning ceremony. There you go.